Well, hey there, everybody. It is that time of year again. Uh, my particular power rankings for the first week of the NHL. Now, there's going to be some teams where you don't think that they would necessarily be. I know there'll be some probably big jumps over the first few weeks, but it should eventually kind of settle down as it gets further on. But there's some teams that are in some interesting spots, at least in my particular view. And we're starting out here, and the team that's number 32. Now they did get a win tonight, which was big, but it still doesn't take them out of number 32 just because of the way they started, and that's the Buffalo Sabres. So we got Buffalo at 32, and here they go. They have another slow start for the Sabres. They got a good win tonight over the Panthers, but starting out 0-3, that kind of sticks them right there. Number 31. Now they have not gotten a win yet. They've started 0-2, and yeah, they're not having the greatest start. I got to think they'll eventually turn it around, and it's Nashville. So I have Nashville at 31. They are just slow start again, and we'll see if they can turn that around. Number 30. Speaking of slow starts, we know a little something about that from last year, and it's crazy. Here they are starting out slow again. They are, I believe, 0-2 also, and the Edmonton Oilers. So here we go again. The Oilers with a slow start, and I mean, what? Stanley Cup hangover, Stanley Cup appearance hangover. I don't know, but they got to find a way to turn that around. Number 29. I'm going to talk about Stanley Cup hangover. They won their first game, but now they've gone and lost 2 in a row, and that is the defending champion Florida Panthers. So the Panthers and Oilers for week 1, at least to me right now, are 29-30. That will not stay that. I know damn well that's not going to stay that way. I know that. But week 1, not the greatest right now for them. Number 28. Now these guys, they haven't won yet, but they did have one game where they had an overtime loss, they had a regulation loss and an overtime loss, and that's the New York Islanders. So the Islanders are 28. I know some people will probably be like, shouldn't you have the Oilers? Shouldn't you have the Islanders below the Panthers? Yeah, maybe, but Florida's lost 2 in a row. The Islanders, they at least had an overtime loss in there. So the Islanders are 28. Number 27. Now these guys have they've only played one game. Needless to say, they lost it. But again, only one game. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to judge where to put them, other than in the bottom row. And that, of course, is the Capitals, the Washington Capitals. Have them at 27. Again, they've only played one game. We'll see what happens after that. Number 26. These guys, what did they go? They are 1-2 on the year. They lost the last game. They lost tonight. And so they're number 26, and that is Pittsburgh. Of course, why wouldn't I have Pittsburgh and Washington right next to each other? So that's only kind of fitting, right? And yeah. So, yeah, Washington and Pittsburgh right next to each other again. Kind of where they should be, right? Always, they're always right. They're always kind of in tune with each other. Number 25. Now, this might be a little bit of a shock, especially considering, I don't know if they'll get much higher than this, but right now they're number 25. They had a shootout loss. They won. They had a win. They had a regulation loss. I mean, they're 1-1-1. But the Connor Bedards, the Chicago Blackhawks. I have them at 25, and we'll see what they can do. We'll see what they can do the rest of the way, or at least as we keep going along. Number 24. Now, this is a team that I don't know. I'm not sure what they are right now, but they don't have a win, but they don't have a regulation loss. They have lost in overtime and lost in a shootout. Vancouver. But the Canucks at 24. So, the Canucks, they've got some improvement to do. Myers getting hurt, that did not look pretty, the way his leg got tangled up there, that just looked very painful. Of course, they're still without Demko. They've got Seelofs. It's Vancouver. Is there are people a little worried in Vancouver probably already? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But yeah, they're number 24 right now. Number 23. There's no way I see these guys being this low again the rest of the year. But they have started just. I don't know. I'm literally watching on Facebook fans in the Colorado Avalanche in these guys' fan page go nuts. Colorado at 23. They're going absolutely crazy right now with that start. They're basically saying Georgiev is trash, and a lot of them have already gone and said, is there a way that we can make a trade with the New York Rangers to get Igor Shesterkin? No. That's not happening. Good to maybe dream like that, but that's never happening. But Colorado, yeah, I gotta think they'll get their game together. Number 22. Now these guys, this is kind of a surprise as to where they are, because I don't know if they'll be this high again. They have not won yet. But they've done decent. They did pretty good in the first game. They did get shut out in tonight's game, and San Jose at 22. I don't think that's going to stay that way. I think they will drop at some point. They just, especially with Celebrini's on the IR right now. He just started too. He just started, and he's already on the IR. It happens though. It's a very young season. Long way to go yet. I think that kid's gonna be pretty good. Number 21. Now these guys, they have not lost a game in regulation. They've won one, and they lost one in overtime. The LA Kings. So the Kings at 21. I guess a lot of these teams they will change. There will be some movement over probably the first few weeks especially. But week one is just kind of a benchmark right now as to where I think some of these teams are at. And LA is number 21. Number 20. Now, these guys, they never cease to disappoint me, and basically disappoint a lot of their other fans. They had a 2-goal lead tonight. They lost it. They ended up losing the game in was it a shootout? No, it was overtime. They lost in overtime, and but they're number 20 right now, and of course that's Minnesota. So the Wild, they lost the game to the Kraken after having a 2-goal lead, and then Seattle never led at any point in the game, except when it counted, and that was in overtime. So Seattle got 2 points, the Wild got 1, and it's just Minnesota doing Minnesota things. Number 19. Now these guys, they've not, they've only played 2 games. They're 1-1. They're not, it's not bad. We'll see where they go from here. But I've got Ottawa right now at number 19. Again, a lot of these teams there's going to be a lot of movement going on. But Ottawa, they had a big win. They had a big win over Florida the other night, and we'll see what Ottawa can do. Can they stay where they are? Can they move up, or will they end up moving down? We'll see. Number 18, the aforementioned team that beat Minnesota tonight, Seattle. They're 1-1 on the young season, and they're number 18 as of right now. And with a win over Minnesota, definitely have them higher than Minnesota. Number 17. Now these guys, not off to a great start. Again, they've only played 1 game. As far as I know, I think they've only played 1 game. Hang on. Let me check real quick here. Because I think they've played 2. I want to say they played 2. Have they played 2? Let me look. No, they have not. They have only played 1 game. And, needless to say, they lost. And this might be a year we're not quite sure what they're going to be. Carolina. So the Hurricanes at 17. Again, we'll see if they can kind of turn that around, and we'll see what they do. Number 16. Now this team, they've only played 2 games. They are 1-1, so they're not. It's not horrible, but again, we'll see what happens. And that is the Red Wings. So we get the Red Wings at 16. We'll see if they can maintain that. We'll see what they do. But and will this be the year the Yzer plan actually comes to fruition? I don't know. Long way to go. We'll find out. Number 15. Now these guys, they've only played 2 games. They are 1-1. They did win their last game. And honestly, I would love to see these guys at least stay in this area. I do think they will drop, but I really want to see this team do good. And mainly because for their fallen teammate, Columbus. I really would love to see the Columbus Blue Jackets have a decent season. I'd love to see them make the playoffs. I mean, after losing their teammate and his brother, losing Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, I really want to see Columbus do well. I really would like to see the Blue Jackets do good. And week 1, I might have them a little high, but again, we'll see we'll see. We'll see if they can maintain it. I would love to see them do it, but it's a wait and see kind of thing. It is just week 1. Number 14. Now, these guys again, they went 1-1 on the week. They did lose their last game, Philadelphia. So the Flyers, they have got. I think they've got a team that could really be a team to look at. Possibly this year, maybe in the next couple of years, with Mishkov, with the other kid that they just the other kid that they just got, which I'm totally having a brain fart on who he was. I had his name and then I lost it, but they're looking pretty good. I think Mishkov is going to be a star, and we'll see what they can do. Number 13. Now this team I might have way too high, but then again, they have only played one game. They did win that game tonight, and that is Anaheim. The Anaheim Ducks at 13. Like I said, are they going to stay there? Probably not. Probably not. But, a lot of these teams, there's going to be some movement, obviously, in the first couple weeks especially. But, seeing Anaheim at least in the second row, not so bad. So, yeah, number 13 is Anaheim. Number 12. Now, these guys, they've only played 2 games. They did lose their game that they played tonight in overtime. But they're number 12 right now, and that is the New York Rangers. So the Rangers at 12, they lost in overtime tonight to Utah. And so the Rangers are sitting at 12 right now. I think they'll get better. I think they will get better as the season progresses. And I don't see them being that low for very long. Number 11. Now, this is a team that I believe they've only played one game also. But they won that game, and I think they are going to be a team that is potentially gonna make some noise this year again, and that is Tampa. So I have the Lightning at 11. We'll see what happens if they, what they can do, if they can move up, or will they move down? We're not entirely sure, but yeah, Tampa's at 11 right now. Number 10. Now this is a team too. They're 2-1. They started 2-1. They're on a 2-game win streak right now, and they're looking. They lost their first game, but now they've rattled off 2 in a row, and again, they're a team that's going to be tough. That's the Boston Bruins. So I got the Bruins at 10. I think the Bruins are going to be a very interesting team. I think they're going to be a good team. That Atlantic Division again is loaded, and I do mean loaded. And we'll see what Boston can do, but 2-game win streak, pretty good. Number 9. Now this is a team too that they are on a 2-game win streak, and I think they're going to be a good team, and and it's interesting. They're currently ahead of Boston. At least to me, they're ahead of Boston. We'll see if they can maintain that, and that is Toronto. So the Leafs, I have at number 9 for this week, just for week 1 so far. Leafs are number 9. They lost their first game. They got shut out in their first game at 1-0 by Montreal, but here they are. They've beaten New Jersey. They beat New Jersey, and then they beat Pittsburgh tonight. I think the Leafs are going to be a team that is going to be really good again this year. Getting to the top row at number 8. Now, these guys, they did lose their last game. They are 2-1 on the young year, and we'll see what what can they do with it, and that is St. Louis. So the Blues at number 8. Can they maintain that? We'll see. But 2-1 to start the year, not so bad. Number 7. Now this is definitely a shock. This definitely might be a shock. It's kind of a shock to me, but I like it. I like what they're doing so far. They've played 2 games. They've won them both. Will they stay up here? I got to think they're going to drop down eventually, but Calgary Flames. I have it 7. I don't, like I said, I don't know if they're going to maintain that. I don't know if they can maintain it. We'll have to see. But, play 2 games, win both of them. Not bad. Number 6. Now, these guys, decent start. They did also win their last game. They are 2-1 on the young year. And, they got a shutout in their first game, and that is Montreal. So the Habs at 6, we'll see if they can maintain that. Will they be able to maintain it? I don't know. We will have to see. But, hey, 2-1 on the young year, not bad. Number 5. Not exactly a surprise that these guys are as high as they are. In the not only in the top row, but as high as they are. At number 5, they've played 2 games. They've won both of them. And they're a team that, it will not surprise me, they will be a contender again for the Stanley Cup. And that is the Dallas Stars. The Stars at 5. No real surprise there. That team is loaded. And they're gonna, when it comes to the Western Conference, they're gonna be a problem. They are going to be a problem for sure. Number 4. Now these guys, they've had a decent start too. They have played 2 games. They've won them both. And this is going to be a team that is going to be very, very hard to beat. I think they're gonna have a really good season. And to start off right now, they're number 4, and that is Vegas. So the Golden Knights at 4. I got to think that might be an area that they'll probably be in for a little while. We will see. But yeah, again, play 2 games, win them both. Good start. Number 3. These guys also are 2-0 on the year. Played 2 games, they've won them both, and they're looking pretty good. And we'll see where that goes from there. But Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Jets at 3. Again, can they maintain that? We'll see. I think they should. They're a good team. They got Connor Hellebuck in goal, and we'll see what they do. Number 2. Now this team, they started out winning they won their first couple of games, then they lost one, but now they've kind of gotten back on the horse, and they are 3-1 on the year. Of course, they did win their last game, and that is the New Jersey Devils. So you got the Devils at 2. I do think New Jersey is going to be a team. I got to think this year they're going to be better. They have to be better than last year. People expected a lot from them last year, and they just kind of died. And I got to think they're going to be a little better than last year. So, but right now, after week 1, they're number 2. And the team that's number 1 to me, break these guys up. 3 games they've played, they are 3-0. They had a huge overtime win against the New York Rangers tonight. I can't imagine this happening, staying this way the rest of the year, but at least for right now in week 1, number 1 to me, Utah. Break up the Utah Hockey Club. Holy mackerel. 3-0 to start the year for Utah. What in the world is going on? Like I said, break up the Utah team. I keep wanting to say break up the Yetis because I think that's going to be their name. I really do. We'll all act surprised when that's the name they pick. I don't know when they'll decide to unveil their name, but as of right now, they're just the Utah Hockey Club. They are 3-0 to start the year. This is just week one. A lot of these teams will probably move. There will probably be some big movement. Teams are going to move up a lot of spots, move down number of spots. It's just week one. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how crazy you think I am for where I have some of these teams. Let me know what you think. Tell me what teams you think I have too high, who I have too low. Because I guarantee there probably are some teams where I have a little too high or a little too low. Let me know that in the comment section. Hit like, hit subscribe. Go ahead and let your friends know about the channel. And if you want to share this video or any other videos from the channel, go right ahead. You can share those with friends, with family. And my goal is to try to keep these power ranking videos, as right now I'm 26 minutes in. That's kind of the area that I want to keep it in, somewhere between, 20 minutes. Even I think this might still be a little too long. I'd like to kind of trim that up a little bit, but yeah. So instead of 40, and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what teams you think I have in the right spots, the wrong spots. Let me know how crazy you think I am for having some of these teams where they are. And again, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys later.